CDL Practice Test, California, General Knowledge, Part 4. Question number 78. Some liquid tanks are divided into several smaller tanks by A. Baffles, B. Containers, C. Bulkheads. The correct answer is here, C. Bulkheads. Explanation. Some liquid tanks are divided into several smaller tanks by bulkheads. When loading and unloading the smaller tanks, the driver must pay attention to weight distribution. Question number 79. You must park on the side of a level, straight, undivided two-lane road. Where should you place the reflective triangles? A. 1 about 50 feet to the rear of the vehicle, 1 about 100 feet to the rear, and 1 about 100 feet in front of the vehicle. B. 1 within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, 1 about 100 feet to the rear, and 1 about 200 feet to the rear. C. 1 within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, 1 about 100 feet to the rear, and 1 about 100 feet in front of the vehicle. The correct answer is here, C. 1 within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, 1 about 100 feet to the rear, and 1 about 100 feet in front of the vehicle. Explanation. This is required by Federal Regulation 49 CFR 392.22. This regulation also specifies where to place warning devices on other types of roadways such as curves, one-way roads, and divided roadways. Question number 80. What should you do if your vehicle hydroplanes? A. Accelerate slightly. B. Countersteer hard. C. Release the accelerator. The correct answer is here, C. Release the accelerator. Explanation. Hydroplaning is more likely at higher speeds. If your vehicle starts to hydroplane, avoid braking. Instead, release the accelerator and push in the clutch to let your vehicle slow down. Question number 81. To safely adjust your speed to current driving conditions, what should you look for ahead? A. Road signs and traffic. B. Police and way stations. C. Traffic and road conditions. The correct answer is here, C. Traffic and road conditions. Explanation. Driving too fast is a major cause of fatal crashes. You must adjust your speed to current driving conditions such as visibility, traction, traffic, curves, upgrades, and downgrades. Question number 82. What is the gross vehicle weight, GVW? A. The total weight of the vehicle, including the load and any trailers. B. The total weight of a single vehicle and its load. C. A vehicle's maximum weight rating, specified by its manufacturer. D. Any of the above. The correct answer is here, B. The total weight of a single vehicle and its load. Explanation. GVW is the weight of a single vehicle plus the weight of the load that it is carrying. Question number 83. Can a truck still be driven if a safety issue is found during inspection? A. Yes, as long as you sign a release form. B. Possibly. It depends on the importance of the broken item and the effect it would have on driving the vehicle. C. Possibly, if the item in question has a backup system. D. No, never. The correct answer is here. D. No, never. Explanation. No, it is both federal and state law that all parts of a vehicle are to be in working order before being driven. Question number 84. Why make emergency plans when you see a hazard? A. To protect yourself and others. B. To have something to do while driving. C. To avoid getting a ticket. The correct answer is here. A. To protect yourself and others. Explanation. The National Safety Council defines defensive driving as driving to save lives, time, and money, in spite of the conditions around you and the actions of others. Defensive driving is about anticipating potentially dangerous situations in advance, including driving conditions and mistakes made by others, and planning how to deal with those situations. To be a defensive driver, you must constantly scan for hazards all around your vehicle. When you spot a hazard, think about the emergencies that might develop from it and formulate plans to deal with them. Question number 85. What is the definition of sleep debt? A. The amount of sleep you get each day. B. The money you owe hotels after resting there. C. The cumulative effect of not getting enough sleep. The correct answer is here. C. The cumulative effect of not getting enough sleep. Explanation. Sleep debt is a dangerous condition in which missing sleep adds up until you risk falling asleep at the wheel unless you get some rest. People are often surprised that getting less than 6 hours of sleep per night triples the risk of an accident. At least 15% of heavy truck crashes are believed to involve driver fatigue. Before a trip, you should get adequate sleep. Adults need 8 to 9 hours to maintain alertness. Question number 86. Is it legal to drive a vehicle if 1/4 of the leaves in a leaf spring are broken or missing? A. No. B. Yes. C. It doesn't make any difference as long as you don't exceed the speed limit. The correct answer is here. A. No. Explanation. If 1/4 or more of the leaves in any leaf spring are broken or missing, the vehicle will be put out of service until the problem is repaired. Question number 87. High beams should be A. Dimmed whenever you get within 100 feet of another vehicle. B. Turned on when an oncoming driver does not dim his or her lights. C. Used when it is safe and legal to do so. The correct answer is here. C. Used when it is safe and legal to do so. Explanation. High beams will help you see farther ahead at night, making you a safer driver. However, to prevent blinding other drivers, dim your headlights whenever you are within 500 feet of an oncoming vehicle or within 500 feet of a vehicle you are following. Question number 88. A car suddenly cuts in front of you, creating a hazard. What should you not do? A. Signal and change lanes to avoid the car if possible. B. Slow down to prevent a crash. C. Honk and stay close behind the car. The correct answer is here. C. Honk and stay close behind the car. Explanation. Always maintain a safe following distance behind the vehicle in front of you. If another vehicle suddenly cuts in front of you, either slow down or change lanes to maintain a safe following distance. Tailgating another vehicle is dangerous. For a CMV driver, Federal regulations consider tailgating a serious violation. You will lose your CDL for at least 60 days if you are convicted of 2 serious violations involving a CMV within a 3-year period. 49 CFR 383.51. Question number 89. It takes the body about hours to get rid of the alcohol in 4 drinks. A. 6. B. 4. C. 2. The correct answer is here, B. 4. Explanation. The liver processes about 1/3 of an ounce of alcohol per hour, which is equivalent to at most 1 drink per hour. Question number 90. What is the average reaction distance? A. 32 feet. B. 93 feet. C. 61 feet. The correct answer is here, C. 61 feet. Explanation. 3/4 second to 1 second at 55 miles per hour. This accounts for 61 feet traveled. Question number 91. You should try to park your vehicle so that A. There is at least one curb next to your vehicle. B. Your vehicle is protected by trees or some overhang. C. You can pull forward when you leave. The correct answer is here, C. You can pull forward when you leave. Explanation. Avoid backing your vehicle whenever possible. For example, when you park, do so in a way that will let you drive forward, not backward, to exit the parking space. Question number 92. Which of these equals the total stopping distance? A. Reaction distance and braking distance. B. Perception distance and reaction distance and braking distance. C. Reaction distance and braking distance and signal distance. D. Perception distance and reaction distance. The correct answer is here, B. Perception distance and reaction distance and braking distance. Explanation. Total stopping distance is the sum of your perception distance, how far the vehicle goes from when you see the hazard until your brain processes it. Reaction distance, how far the vehicle goes from when your brain orders your foot to take action until your foot actually starts to brake. And braking distance, how far the vehicle continues to travel once you apply the brake. Question number 93. Your vehicle is stuck on railroad tracks. You should A. Try to save some of the cargo if you don't see a train yet. B. Gather up your belongings and paperwork and then leave the cab. C. Keep trying to move your vehicle until you see the train. D. Immediately get out of the cab and move away from the tracks. The correct answer is here, D. Immediately get out of the cab and move away from the tracks. Explanation. If your vehicle gets stuck on railroad tracks, your safety comes first. Immediately leave the vehicle and get away. Do not risk your life to save belongings, paperwork, cargo, or even the vehicle. Question number 94. To help you stay alert and safe while driving, you should A. Roll down your windows to get fresh air. B. Drink coffee if you get drowsy. C. Have a whiskey to brace yourself. D. Avoid medications whose warning labels mention drowsiness. The correct answer is D. Avoid medications whose warning labels mention drowsiness. Explanation. Be careful with medications that warn you they may cause drowsiness. If you have a concern about prescribed medications, speak to your doctor. Do not try to fight sleepiness with coffee, fresh air, or especially alcohol. The only cure for feeling tired is sleeping until you are rested. Question number 95. Which of the following statements about tank vehicles is true? A. The term tank vehicle refers only to those vehicles having a permanently attached tank. B. All tank vehicles have some sort of bulkhead or baffle. C. Special skills are required to haul liquid tanks. The correct answer is C. Special skills are required to haul liquid tanks. Explanation. It takes special skills to drive a tank vehicle safely. A fully loaded tanker can be less stable and more prone to rollovers than other types of CMVs. To legally drive a tank vehicle with a rated capacity of 1,000 gallons or more, you must obtain a tank vehicle N endorsement on your CDL. Question number 96. Which of these is not something you should do if your headlights are not working properly? A. Clean the headlights. B. Adjust the headlights. C. Leave your high beams on. The correct answer is C. Leave your high beams on. Explanation. To avoid blinding other drivers, dim your headlights whenever you're within 500 feet of an oncoming vehicle or within 500 feet of a vehicle you are following. Question number 97. There are certain types of vehicle inspection, including A. Post-trip, pre-trip, en route. B. Maintenance, physical, general. C. Both to the answers are correct. The correct answer is A. Post-trip, pre-trip, en route. Explanation. Before you drive your vehicle, perform a pre-trip inspection to make sure everything is in working order. Every time you stop during your trip, check critical items such as your brakes, tires, and cargo. After your trip, perform another inspection and report anything that may require maintenance. Question number 98. During your pre-trip test, when examining hoses with the instructor, you need to look for A. A low windshield washer fluid level. B. The location of the dipstick. C. Puddles on the ground. D. Frays in the water pump belt. The correct answer is C. Puddles on the ground. Explanation. During your pre-trip test, when inspecting hoses, you need to look for signs of leaks and cracks, such as puddles on the ground and fluids that are dripping on the underside of the engine or transmission. Also check hoses for leaks or problems. Question number 99. The distance that you should look ahead of your vehicle while driving is about at highway speed. A. 1/4 mile. B. 1 mile. C. 25 feet. The correct answer is A. 1/4 mile. Explanation. While driving, you should scan the road 12-15 seconds ahead. At 60 miles per hour, your vehicle will travel 1/4 mile in 15 seconds. Question number 100. If a straight vehicle, no trailer or articulation, goes into a front wheel skid, It will A. Go to the right, B. Slide sideways and spin out, C. Go straight ahead even if the steering wheel is turned. The correct answer is here, C. Go straight ahead even if the steering wheel is turned. Explanation. In a front wheel skid, the front end tends to go in a straight line regardless of how much you turn the steering wheel. Question number 101. When performing a pre-trip inspection, why is it a good idea to do it exactly the same way every time? A. You should not do it the same way every time. This may make you too comfortable in your inspection. B. The law requires you to do it the same way every time. C. Most companies requires you to do so. D. You will be less likely to forget something. The correct answer is here, D. You will be less likely to forget something. Explanation. It is important to maintain the same routine every time you perform a pre-trip vehicle inspection, because you are least likely to forget something, especially when it is late at night and or you are working while tired. Question number 102. Which of these is a good thing to do when driving at night? A. Look directly at oncoming headlights only briefly. B. Keep your instrument lights bright. C. Drive slowly enough to stop within the range of your headlights. The correct answer is here, C. Drive slowly enough to stop within the range of your headlights. Explanation. In the dark, you have no way of knowing what lies beyond the reach of your headlights. At night, you should slow to a speed that allows you to stop safely within the range of your headlights. Otherwise, if there is a hazard just beyond the range of your headlights, you may not be able to take action in time to avoid it. Question number 103. The tire load means A. The maximum safe weight a tire can carry at a specified pressure. B. The specified pressure a tire can carry. C. Neither of the above. The correct answer is here, A. The maximum safe weight a tire can carry at a specified pressure. Explanation. The tire load rating is the maximum weight that a tire can safely carry at a specified tire pressure. This figure is stated on the side of the tire.